I guess there is no health thing.
The death and return of Superman. I think we have an idea of how this game ends up going.
Now we're in Metropolis.
Back with Superman. Metropolis, present day. A peaceful summer evening when suddenly
What happened? Oh my god.
they forgot to pay the bill. A complete power failure. Deep inside the Metropolis power plant, the underworlders celebrate their takeover.
Oh, who could this be?
This looks like a job for Superman.
I would have never guessed that was Superman.
Like, I would have put it down to being like Wonder Woman, and I would have lost €20 right there. Level 1, Siege of the Underworlders.
Oh yeah, check to see what time it is.
We have 7:20.
Yeah.
A minute. Yes, Superman can't kill Rambo. That question has been answered.
That's a really
fairly quickly.
That's a really weird name.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's trying to play on the whole
Rambo thing.
Yeah. So this is based on the death of Superman, which
At least I think we think it's based on the comic.
yeah, no, it is.
Is it?
As far as I can tell, it is. Well, I don't know about these guys. Like the whole Doomsday hand in the opening.
Just beat the shit out of Igor.
I'm trying to explain to the audience what's going on here, you dicks. Anyway, it's based on a comic book arc in the early mid-90s called The Death of Superman, where Superman dies and he's killed by
Spoiler.
killed by this space being called Doomsday. But Superman, before he dies, they kill each other at the same time. They both punch each other so hard that the other one dies. And
I'm imagining one of those Rocky finish punches.
pretty much the end of Rocky 3, where Apollo and Rocky
are duping it out.
There's a lot of Sylvester Stallone
Stuff
references
happening in this.
so far. Yeah. The only thing wrong with it is that Superman had a mullet in those comics.
Is that not a mullet? It looks like it could be a mullet.
It could be a mullet, but like his thing was like a fucking full on.
That was like he's fuck. Well, now you need that help. Now you kind of need that help.
Okay,
now.
we could fly. I probably should have just done. Well, that. This leads me to a theory about Superman, and that he's always described as being supposed to be very intelligent, but he never solves any problems using his mind. He just he either punches his way out of problems, or he lifts his way out of problems.
He's the Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, he doesn't molest his way out of problems.
I'm imagining now Arnold Schwarzenegger at like at a conference meeting, and they're asking him problems about the economy, and he just lifts up the table, and everyone's just like, oh, okay.
Hello.
Okay, Arnold. I guess the recession isn't a thing.
What you people don't know is that we had this planned out, and we were going to research Superman, the character, because myself and Darren we lean more towards Batman as our favorite character.
And Batman teaches you to hate Superman.
Because Superman is a douche nozzle. And he's a moron. He's often described as a moron. Let's be honest. It's subtle. It's never like outright said that Clark Kent is a moron, but you know.
Like most of what I know about Superman would be the stuff that I read in the comics.
Yeah.
Dark Knight Returns. What other ones are there? There's the
He appears in Tower of Babel.
yes. Well, that's more Justice League.
Yeah. Well, I'd call it Batman book really.
Well, yeah, the story's based more around the Batman story than anything else. I can't remember the other one though. The one where he throws Lois Lane off the building.
Oh, that's in Hush.
Yeah, Hush.
Where Superman gets mind controlled by Ivy, you know. because
being the hero he is.
the first thing you do is let yourself get mind controlled when you're essentially a god. Okay. Let's see. Let's move forward. Sorry, Larry is attending to technical difficulties here, so it's now my show.
It's now Ben's time to talk about how much he hates the Jews.
We said we wouldn't include that in the show, Larry. We had a gentleman's agreement.
We said we wouldn't talk about my hatreds.
Like, we agreed we wouldn't talk about the Jews, and we wouldn't talk about how you're a member of the Westboro Baptist Church.
I'm just saying. So, I can't say anything jokingly that won't offend a lot of people when it involves the Westboro Baptist Church.
It pretty much offends everyone that's decent.
I was trying to think up a joke there, and I just was like, no, everything I could say right now will offend somebody.
I'm about to die, so I'm just going to lay the hammer down here.
Do you get hurt when you hit tick? It looked like you were losing health when you were hitting them.
When I was doing the power slam.
No, when you were just punching them, it looked like you were getting hurt.
No, they're getting in jabs on me because I'm Superman and I can't take a punch.
Apparently, these guys are made out of kryptonite.
Yeah, and as are those rocks. Okay, so
you should tell the people what you were telling me earlier when the conversation between Batman and Superman, when he's just like, listen, there's a few people you should stay away from in Gotham.
Yeah, it's like the first thing he'd do as a Justice League member, Batman would go up to Superman, this man-made god, and just say, last thing that should happen to you is that you should be hypnotized or have your mind controlled, stay away from Poison Ivy, stay away from Mad Hatter, stay away from pretty much anyone with any basic ability to manipulate people.
And of course, the only ones the people who have got him so far have been Scarecrow and Poison Ivy. Yeah, the reason no one's used Mad Hatter is because Mad Hatter's a terrible character.
I won't say he's terrible. Well, he is. But
the one we read of him is terrible.
Through the Looking Glass? Yeah, that was pretty weak.
That thing was terrible. Is he
level complete?
Oh, you beat him faster than when we did the test run.
Yeah, I'm Superman. Oh, what did you expect? News.
That's a mullet.
That is a mullet. A being of unknown origin is heading for Metropolis, destroying everything in its path. Not even the Justice League can stop it.
You want to bet?
This is.
Oh, it's Doomsday.
Yeah. Well, we got to that fairly quickly.
That's a pretty cool costume for Doomsday.
Yeah.
Although for some reason I looked at that and immediately thought fucking Dr. Octopus. I don't know why. I think it's the vent things that are outside of him.
Yeah. I don't know. I like how most of the DC costumes have evolved in the last 20 years or so.
And from that unmentionable Nazi DC.
Oh yeah, or I think it's like either Earth 8 or Earth 10, where everyone's a Nazi.
And the Superman costume is the most retarded shit ever.
Oh yeah, that awful one where the S is just replaced by a swastika.
Really badly placed as well.
No, I was thinking of a different one. It's like Superman. What was it? Overman. He appeared in Final Crisis. He's like an alternate version of Superman. And instead of like the traditional S, he's blue and red. He's like in grey and red, like the Nazi colours, and the S is like the SS. That kind of lightning bolt.
Yeah, Flash's one is the only one that looked right because his logo is actually the same.
Yeah, well, they fixed it in Final Crisis, so it doesn't look stupid.
These enemies have got very telling names about themselves.
Chainsaw
and Molotov.
I think they have the beating of me here. Like they're getting in a good few hits on me.
I was explaining to a friend of mine how little I know about Superman. And I was like, I was able to list out how much I knew about Superman in a text message.
So, not very much.
I was like, here's the things I know. I know Lex Luthor, Kal-El, Krypton, Kryptonite, Clark Kent, Lois Lane, Daily Planet, the Metropolis, and that was it.
Jimmy Olsen.
And then I was just like, and Lex Luthor hates Superman because he's bald.
Yes, the greatest
enemy of them all.
Villain, hero, dynamic
origin story ever to exist. The thing was, when I was younger, I thought that was true. Then it turned,
not realizing that it was actually true.
Yeah, like when I was younger, I was more into reading Spider-Man and X-Men.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, Lex Luthor just hates Superman because he's bald. Then I read, and it actually turns out he does hate him because he's bald, pretty much. Wasn't it something like
there was like they were friends initially? I believe the story goes, and there was like a chemical accident in Lex's laboratory.
Yeah, and Superman tried to save him,
but it rendered Lex Luthor bald, and he blamed Superman for having a big bald head.
I think he can punch that. Try and punch it. Or maybe you can just fly up. That's the problem, because with that dent in the center, it looks like you can break that. Maybe you can just fly up. He looks a lot like Cyclops with that. Oh, there you go.
Oh no, near. Thank you.
Not falling for your shit.
Take that, Molotov, number 87. Bad chainsaw. Oh no.
Is this Doomsday? It is.
Yeah, we're dead. He has us.
Oh, or maybe not.
Oh, hang on.
Apparently he doesn't have you.
Okay, well... Wow, he hits. Oh, he beast mode on us.
Oh, you nearly got him though. I'm imagining like
Take that.
I was imagining, like, you know, in those old wrestling games where they'd have you winning, but the storyline in it would make you lose.
Yeah.
I was imagining that was going to happen.
Yeah, you run, bitch. And I'm dead to the guy with the Molotov cocktail.
You took down Doomsday. Continue.
Yeah,
Where do you continue from? Level 2.
Oh, come on. That is weak.
It's got the same. It's got the same starting system as Batman Returns, really.
Yeah, I guess so.
But at least now you've got full lives.
Yeah.
I think we should say to people as well that unlike like the Batman ones we're doing, this will be a once-off because we don't know how long we can fuck around with Superman.
We simply don't know the character well enough. I tried to research, but then we ended up recording a day early, so I didn't actually get to read the Death of Superman comic. I read All-Star Superman, Red Sun, Kingdom Come, Action Comics #1 just for historical value, and I was in the process of obtaining Superman Secret Origins. Obtaining through legal means.
I just realised something. You know, way it was Action Comics.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that Action Comics is now DC, so it's now ACDC.
Action Comics, Detective Comics.
Yeah.
That's where they got the name.
They were DC Comics are actually big ACDC fans.
How heartbroken they were when they realised that AC/DC do the music for Iron Man.
Their hearts just sank.
Never meet your hero, you'll only be disappointed. Especially if it's AC/DC.
I'm imagining DC's calling up AC/DC and you're like, hey, do you want to do the music for the new Superman game? He's like, oh, I'm sorry, we're doing the Iron Man. You're like, what? But you promised.
What are you talking about?
You promised us. Those guys on the motorbike seem to be putting up the biggest fight for you right now.
I just can't get the timing right.
Yeah. Fucking asshole.
I'm fucking wheeling on this guy. Oh, come on.
He's refusing.
There. Owned. Gonna wreck your Harley.
Remember, you fly here.
There.
Me and Ben were also saying that we prefer the Injustice Superman towards anything else.
Yeah, if you're reading the if you know the Injustice
Video
comic
game.
book game, developed by the same guys that did Mortal Kombat, came out recently. There's like a tie-in comic, and the plot is spoilers. Superman, Lois Lane gets murdered by the Joker.
True Superman.
Joker fear talks Superman. Superman thinks Lois is Doomsday, flies her out into outer space, and she suffocates, as most people would in that situation.
That's weird. When you used your special attack, it did nothing to him.
Yeah, I know. It just took I think it's just like supposed to be a stun thing.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be for like when I'm overwhelmed by smaller
the enemies. Yeah.
So anyway, Lois is dead. Superman snaps, murders Joker, and then declares that there will be no more deaths in the world. He declares like a worldwide ceasefire, and so he just starts shutting down all these countries. He's shutting down North Korea. He's shutting down Iraq. Well, they're not named that, but you know.
It's called Korea North.
Yeah, to avoid being sued by North Korea
because they get comic books. North Korea gets like King Jong-un superhero comic books.
So where are we? Superman declares ceasefire and basically just starts murdering people that don't agree with him.
That's very similar to The Dark Knight Returns. In a way, with the Justice League being disbanded kind of thing.
Yeah.
They just told everyone to leave, and people who didn't leave were dealt with like Oliver Queen.
Yeah.
Which I want to know so bad why he's missing an arm.
I assume it's Clark's fault.
Like they never dig into why he's missing an arm.
Yeah.
It's just he's missing an arm, and that's it.
I've always assumed that Superman
ripped it off.
Yeah, it seems like the type of thing he'd do. Rip off an arm of someone who disagrees with him.
Oh, I keep wondering the thing I posed to you a while ago. If Superman was ever blinded by kryptonite and they had to bandage his eyes up, do you think people would think he's Clark Kent or Superman?
Just because they cover his eyes
up.
Yeah. So they bandaged him up. Where's he gone?
Yeah, where Clark? Yeah.
Did you see him? What happened to your eyes?
And then they take the bandage off and it's like, oh, Superman, where's Clark Kent gone?
I'm so confused. I don't know how many continues we get.
You've one life left.
I know. Well, I have this life and I get like a 0.
Yeah.
Take that, Molotov. Yeah.
Molotov does look like your typical like 70s bad guy.
Yeah, it is very...
It's like Biker Mice from Mars.
Yeah. Owned.
He looks like he could be one of the characters from Biker Mice from Mars.
Oh man, it's been so long since I've seen that show.
The problem is, I don't know if I should go and rewatch it because chances are it was just terrible, and I was just a child and enjoyed the idea of mice
on motorcycles
from Mars.
Well, we can always dream.
I remember I used to have that on VHS, and there was a game of it as well. Probably a shit game.
I don't remember the game.
I remember there was a game.
Dude.
I remember being all like, oh, I need this in my life.
Okay, so
I think we'll call it this for Superman.
Possibly. Yeah, okay.
This was it for Superman. If people want to see more, they can ask us and we'll record more of it.
We'll record more and we'll get past this level.
Yes.
Because fucking Superman can do it. That's why he's Superman. There's something I've always wondered. Like, a lot of writers find Superman hard to write because he's essentially a god. And it's not easy to write for a god because it's not interesting. Like, he doesn't have anything to worry about. Like, anything bad happens, he just flies around the world fast enough to turn back time. So, you can't really empathize with a guy who can just change reality as he sees fit. So a lot of writers power him down, and then you get the problem as well, if he's not powerful anymore, if you take away some of his powers, then, well, he's not really Superman, and he's not special. It's just one of those things I've always kind of found weird.
This is the thing with like Batman and Green Arrow and Flash and all that, is that they're normal people.
Yeah, well,
Flash
has powers, but like...
Flash has powers, but he's still a normal human being. Like, no matter which way you look at Superman, he's still an alien.
Yeah, Flash is not bulletproof.
Flash can be killed.
He can't fly. He can run very... Like, in terms of superpowers, running really fast isn't the most amazing one.
Except in Flashpoint.
Except in Flashpoint, where he changes reality.
But it's just like... It's easier to write for Batman and Green Arrow and all that because they can deal with human things.
Yeah.
Like the what was it, the Green Arrow Green Lantern crossover, where they were just dealing with the fact that humanity is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And Green Lantern's accused of being a racist. Like, you couldn't do that with Superman.
Have you ever read that piece where these aliens land on Earth, and like they're refugees, their planet's been like blown up, or they're at war or something like that, and, like they're dead if they go home basically, and Superman just kind of shows up on orders from the government and says, hey, you can't land here, you're like an illegal immigrant, you can't just hop over borders and just say, hey, we're here now, give us a job. And like their response is, who the hell are you? You just fucking fly down here, you hypocrite. I mean, like, it was one of those like really interesting things where you see how hypocritical some of Superman's values are. Like what he stands for is not always the right thing. You just got owned, Doomsday. I'm gonna put you down.
Yeah, you just saw Doomsday and fucked him across the map.
I've died twice through this. I mean business.
But it's like when you compare like a Superman story arc to, say, I'm trying to think of a good one.
You're trying to think of one that's not Batman, to be honest.
Yes. Well, like year one for Green Arrow can show it pretty well.
Yeah.
The year one for Green Arrow is just his entire origin, how he survived on the island, and him dealing with drug lords and dealing with being a drug addict.
Yeah.
And it shows the transformation of like a rich boy into a normal person.
Yeah. Like, the problem with Superman for me as a character, like, I'm never sure which is like the secret identity, if you know what I mean. Like, is Clark Kent the real person and Superman the mask, or is it or is Superman the real person and Clark Kent the mask? Like the way, like if Superman is the real person, well, you know, he's so, like, he looks like a human, but he's so abstract, so far away from being a human that it's just really hard to empathize with what he's going through. Like, he's the last of his race. Well, he's not, but he's supposed to be the last of his race. Or if he's, and that way you also see, if Superman's a real person, then Clark Kent is how he views humanity, which is this kind of bumbling, timid, you know, just clumsy oaf. And that's kind of like, is that how he sees us? You know?
I'm just looking at that thing down there that says Daily Planet Doomsday is here. I just noticed it. Yeah, it's very hard to figure out with him. The same with like Martian Manhunter. The same with any alien superhero, I find. It's very hard to empathize with what they're going through.
Yeah. It's just like you give someone, you know, all these powers and abilities.
I think is it Scott Snyder said it on Twitter that he was terrified of writing for Superman.
He was writing for Batman.
Yeah, but he started writing for Superman as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Or I think he's like, he helped in some way, but he was terrified of what to do.
Yeah.
In the same way that Greg Capullo was saying he was terrified of actually drawing art for Batman because he didn't know how to portray the character in a way that other people could relate to him. So with Superman, he looks like the kind of guy who you'd see in a college who would be a jock, but a nice jock, but he'd hang around with dickheads. Pretty much. And to be fair, I'm pretty sure that can be said with the Justice League, considering we can almost agree that Batman's a dickhead.
He is. He's not easy to work with by any means. Pretty much everyone has described him as like a real fucking hard ass.
But you can probably put that in as like the Justice League would be that jock group of people, except for Cyborg, really.
Why not Cyborg?
It's just the way Cyborg was created.
Yeah, I suppose, but
Cyborg was basically tortured by his family.
Have they really done anything with Cyborg in the New 52? I mean, I know
I haven't read anything he's in.
I know he got bumped from the Justice League, from Teen Titans up to Justice League, but like,
after that,
for the most part, I haven't read
that's
Justice League. But
that's
like,
the problem Cyborg always has, is that no one really likes him compared to the other people that would be in, say, Teen Titans or Justice League.
I think the problem is character development. Like, if you're not giving him, you know, if you're not giving him page space, then you're not giving him. Then you can't develop the character, and the audience can't, you know, connect with it. It's like pretty much every woman in comics. You can't connect with any of the women.
Well, if you're a man reading, you can't connect.
Well, no, even like if you're a woman, it's hard to connect because women are just like often there as, hey, Superman, go save this woman, or Batman, go save this woman, or have sex with this, or have sex with that. they're just there for.
Doomsday just fucking jumped your ass.
It's bullshit.
That's it.
Okay, I think we're going to call it quits here because
if people want more of this, they can tell us.
Yeah.
And thanks for watching.
Did you like the serious side of discussion, or did you just want to fuck around?
Yes.
Go on, help us out here.
They'll see more of us talking seriously in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
The most serious game ever.